Hello YouTube, good morning, it's Atticus, hope everybody's well. I'm rested, I'm fresh-minded, and I am back with you with a Dark Elf versus Norsca play. So yeah, this is a really good one, and I like this matchup. This is a really cool one, really thematic. You always have all these mammoths and scary beasts versus the Druki. So I'm going to show you a pretty reliable way of dealing with him. And this build I've used twice against Norsca. Once against a really cool guy from XML, he's the... He's from a clan. He's really good buddy. We tried it on him. He was, we were both just experimenting, but this was the first time I really brought it like really reliable in a competitive sense. And yeah, I mean, I think it has all the bases covered. So I'll kind of just show you what you do in this build. So for the Lord, you take a Dreadlord sword and crossbow, and of course you put it up with, the Raven Herald. So this is a synergy that I'm always using on my channel. This is such a good pick right here. It's cheap. It's you pretty much snipe anything, and as long as you shut down the enemy's range units, your Lord's never going to be in danger. So you put him up there. He has the guided eye talent, which gives these guys more armor piercing. And yeah, 9 times out of 10, your opponent is not going to expect it. For my secondary caster guys, I have a beast sorceress. So I'm just going Manticore. So I'm going to have the 2 summons of Manticore. And additionally, you take 2 other Manticores. So I'm going to have 4 Manticores in this game. And against Norsca, they cause terror. Keep that in mind. So that's going to be able to just rout his front line. If he brings trolls, they're going to break. If he brings his little marauders, they're going to break. It's just really powerful. And of course, I put her on a cold one. I want her to be able to fight. It's really cheap. So yeah, she's going to have armor piercing and be able to be a duelist. For my front line, what you do is you just take 3 Black Ark Corsairs and 2 Black Garter Nagrons. So this is, adequate enough infantry to be able to hold off marauders. You have units to deal with mammoths. And yeah, your Manticores are going to make up the difference. Because yeah, one-on-one, if I'm Marauder champion and things like that, which my opponent does have some Marauder champion somewhere here. Yeah, right here. Obviously, they would beat the Black Ark Corsairs one-on-one, but you add a Manticore into the fold, well then your opponent's, not going to be able to beat them. Also, you bring a Death Hag, and that's just to get the Chill Blade debuff, so they have that -6 melee attack for your army. It's just going to make it a lot easier for you to be able to kill them. In reserve, we have 2 units of spearmen. These guys are going to be able to just fill in gaps and just make sure that nothing gets past my initial line and just provide a little support. Also, we have a Cold One Chariot, and these guys are really great in this matchup. They'll be able to outrun skin wolves. They'll shoot them with their armor piercing missiles, and then when you see an opening, you go in for the charge bonus. So that's my build, guys. This is my Norsca Greenskin. You could probably use it against Skaven. I mean, you could probably use it in a lot of matchups, but I've tried it twice on Norsca. This was I made a few different tweaks in it, but yeah, this is the overall idea which you want to go. Last time I took a Beast Sorceress that you could do and just take Manticore, but yeah, I wanted to try the Dreadlord. For my opponent here, he brought for his Lord Throg the Troll King. So yeah, that's usually the standard pick that you'll see in this matchup, and Throg gets absolutely destroyed by the Raven Herald. So he's not going to be able to return in kind. You have plenty of anti-large, and it just works. So, but yeah, for his build, he has a front line of Marauders, which I do like, with a secondary line of Marauder Champions. So you have your initial ones here to take the charge, and then these guys to do the killing. So very cool pick. He also has a Belfiend of Shadows. So this guy's going to have Pit of Shades, it looks like, a Feebling Foe, and I think that's it. There might be another one right there. Moke Eichglum's Mind Razor, I think it is, the one that gives armor piercing damage. So, and obviously he has armor sundering when he hits. So really good pick too. We got a Pharaoh Mammoth, and then we got 2 units of Marauder Hunters with Javelins, and these guys are their only really counter to my Raven Herald. So what I'm going to do, obviously, is send my Manticores, into these guys. So then it's going to force my opponent. Do I go back here and try to save these units, or do I help at the front line? And then keep in mind, I'm going to be able to cast 2 other Manticores. Opponent also has 2 units of Norscan Warhounds, and he also has the Mauls of Savagery somewhere here. He also has a unit of Skin Wolves Armored, and I know the Mauls of Savagery are here somewhere. Where did I see those guys at? Mauls of Savagery. Well, are they in Vanguard? Yeah, there they are right there in the back. So you can see that right off the bat, as Tokyo Drift once said, that I know that doesn't make sense. I'm going to get my first magic missile into these guys. I'm just trying to weaken them down. So we're going to go ahead and just start moving the army up, guys. We're going to be really patient. We're going to let him come to us. I like to do that just because, let your opponent wear themselves out. Seeing that he has these javelins, I'm not going to be able to come in with my Raven Heralds and start shooting down the Mammoth, because that's usually how I prioritize with the Raven Heralds. I hit the Mammoth, and then I hit the Lord. Over here, you can see that he's going to start getting his Warhounds, but they're going to start getting shot in the face by these Cold One Chariots. So there's nothing he's going to be able to really do about it. He does have these skin wolves, and I'm going to pull my forces back and try to reinforce with these dread spears. You can see that I'm going to give the individual attack commands. We're going to have our Black Corsairs start crashing amongst the Marauders, and yeah, we're actually going to win that fight. And you can see the Manticores are instantly going to go for the javelins, guys. So that's what, if we can shut them down, then my Raven Heralds will be able to do exactly this: start shooting down that Pharaoh Mammoth, and he's not going to have an answer for it. And if we mill at him, it's going to be really easy for us. And you can see that we are going to get my first Manticore summon. And over here, guys, you can see that my chariot is fighting amongst these skin wolves, but I'm going to have these spear units, the ones I had in reserve, come and reinforce that front line. Here in the center pocket, guys, so you can see I did use the Guided Eye talent, which is giving me that more armor-piercing missile. And yeah, we have the Blackguard and Nagron, we got Black Corsairs, we got a Manticore thrown in for the Terror, and we're doing really good. You can see we're melting the Pharaoh Manticore pretty quickly. And this is what I was talking about. My opponent has both of his javelins shut down by my two Manticores, which is forcing him to have to waste Throg trying to deal with it. My opponent's going to get a really great Pit of Shade summon right to that glob of my troops, so that was a really good pick. But yeah, these Raven Heralds and the Dreadlord are just doing so much damage. You can see we are going to terror out one of these Marauders. We almost have these guys dead to, full health or down to about half health, and it's just working really good for us. You can see I'm even going to get my second Manticore, so now I have 4 Manticores out on the field, and this is just really powerful, guys. It's such a powerful strategy to use. You can see this Pharaoh Mammoth is absolutely just getting shredded between the Blackguard, and yeah, it's looking really good for us. Over here, you can see that my Black Corsairs and my Blackguard are dealing amongst these Marauders. And yeah, over here, guys, my spearmen are fighting these skin wolves, and my chariot was able to break a unit of skin wolves. So that's 1,100 something points that are pretty much wasted. We've about broken these javelins, but my opponent has freed up Throg, so he's going to be able to start shooting into my Raven Heralds, but I will pull them back. I don't want those guys to die. I'm going to really need them to, just deal with the Mauls of Savagery. You can see we are going to finally break this Pharaoh Manticore, but yeah, it's looking really good for us, guys. You can see Throg is going to get on a one-on-one with the Pharaoh Manticore, but I have another one who's came back from routing, and yeah, I'm going to have these Black Corsairs come around the backs, and that way I can start shooting or getting these Marauder Javelins. Over here, you can see that the Raven Heralds are now shooting into the Skin Wolves, the Mauls of Savagery. And yeah, we're just trying to kill those guys, take them off the field, and you can see we pretty much have dominance all across the battle here, guys. In every engagement, we're looking really good at. You can see over here, we're fighting skin wolves with spearmen. You can see that we're, dealing with his infantry. I have my chariot come into melee, and now Throg is getting absolutely just shredded by the Blackguard and the Pit of Shades. Opponent's going to get another really good Pit of Shades into my middle pocket here, but at least he's going to do a little bit of friendly damage. And yeah, guys, so balance of power is really strongly in my favor. The Manticores are absolutely just shredding through my opponent's front line. You can see we're winning the main infantry line, and that's going to be a win for the Druki. So good game to my opponent. We'll go ahead and look at the in-screen breakdown and talk about some of the keys for my success. And the idea behind this build is Manticores, guys. Manticores. So having 4 Manticores, and it is legal because I only brought 2, and then I have 2 summons. And that just, it counters pretty much everything Norsca could bring. You have the 2 Blackguard to deal with Throg, to deal with Mammoths. You have the Raven Heralds who could pretty much shoot unimpeded the whole game. And you saw it, guys. We melted the Pharaoh Mammoth. I used my 2 Manticores to shut down his range units. And then we eventually just changed our, shots onto Throg. So, the build really works good. You have the Cold One Chariots coming in there, giving it this ranged overwatch, getting charges in, and then you have these 2 Spearman units just to, like I said, fill in any holes and help support those, against those Skin Wolves. So that's a really powerful build. It's one of mine that I'm really proud of, creating and stuff. So I hope that, guys, helped you in the Norscan matchup. Dreadlord with the Pegasus Knights is one of my favorite synergies, one of my favorite builds to go because it's cool, it's cheap, allows you to go with a bigger army, and your opponent just never expects it. And as for my opponent, good game, good build. This is a powerful build. It's just, really needed some, I would say, a really way you could maybe counter this build would be, Marauder Horsemasters and things like that. Things that can outrun the Manticores, but still do damage to them. Having these guys right here are pretty much just going to get melted. Either it's going to be through Harpies or it's going to be through, the Manticores. But still, it was a good build. It was a good game. So, anyways, guys, I hope that helps you with the Norscan matchup. I will see you next time. This is Atticus, and have a good day. Bye-bye.